Alright, welcome back. We are here with a brand new strategy. Been working really well. If you add the SuperTrend, you change the settings to 1 for the ATR period, and the ATR multiplier is 1.5. You basically go in after one minute candle closes. You're basically taking profits immediately when you're up just a little bit at 0.3%, and then you continue to take profits around every 0.3% rise. And then after the sell signal hits, this is when you'd be out right here. And in terms of the loss, you just get rid of everything once the bar closes on the directional change of the SuperTrend indicator. The back tests on this have been really good. 26 days was at 15%, which is pretty huge if you're trading with a large account. And you can see how many green days you have here, and then like some red days sprinkled in there. So let's actually try doing this. Under these three little dots right here, I go to add alert on SuperTrend. Once the SuperTrend changes direction, I'm going to select that and hit create. So now I'm going to get an alert on the directional change, and then I'm going to be shorting. So I'll get this ready and drop it down to 0.3%. You can do this really with any stock that is moving and not consolidating. So right now today, Rivian is looking like, this would have worked out well this morning, because after the first red bar of the day, I would have gotten in right here on a short position and then started taking profits right there, 0.3%, 0.6, and 0.9. And then the signal changed right here. And so I would enter here. I would be taking profits at 0.3, 0.6, and so on. So as you can see, this is pretty like high stress, fast paced trading, but it's a strategy that works very well if you kind of can stomach it. So right now we have a directional change. So I'm going to get my order ready and wait for this candle to close with a sell signal on it. 2,000 units, that's $30,000. And once I hit send order, that order is going to go through, but I'm waiting here. Okay, you can see the sell signal is basically flickering on and off right now. So I'm definitely going to wait until this candle closes. All right, here I bought this little green circle on the cursor so you can see better. But you can see the time right here. A new candle forms every minute. So in 20 seconds, if this continues to go up, that means that I'm not going to enter because the direction on the SuperTrend didn't officially change. Okay, that just indicated that it changed on a different stock that I was also looking at. This is a stock that's been trending like crazy on good news. And most people will classify it as a pump and dump. And this went all the way up, and it shot all the way up to 36% gain right there. But if this goes down, so the direction changes on the SuperTrend to a sell, and then again when it changes to a buy, then I'd consider entering this one as well. Tesla, I also do this in, but you can see it's kind of consolidating on. Okay, back to Rivian over here. This is like just consolidating at the top here. The direction's unclear, so just waiting out. Okay, so we got a sell signal. Now we're waiting for this bar to close in 20 seconds. Get our order ready. Sell 2,000 units. That's $30,000. And we're in right now. So we're gonna want to buy back if this hits our first profit target, and then set our stop loss to where we bought at. You can see right now it's immediately going in the opposite direction of our trade. I'm going to set an alert here for the directional change, and we'll be taking our loss here if the direction changes to buy, and then we'll be switching sides. Okay, it looks like we do have a buy signal there. Now we're going to wait for this to see if this candle closes, then we're going to take this loss. Okay, so you can see that quite a big loss here on the first example of this new strategy, which is not ideal, but you got to just be able to take the loss. And it looks like it did close right there, so I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to switch sides over here, buying. And because I'm bullish right now on the stock, and this looks like pretty good for a breakout, I'm going to increase my position size. And now we're going to be selling half of that. Okay, I just went ahead and sold half, and then for the remainder, I'm going to right click here, trade, sell 1500 on the stop at where we bought at. I'm going to mark it right here that this is a sell. So we have a sell that just got hit right there. So that was just a tiny profit basically. We sold half of our position once we hit this point, and then we got rid of the remainder where we bought at. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the next signal from the SuperTrend. So set an alert again for the direction change. Over here, I got out at a big loss of 1%. That's actually a huge loss. And kind of the worst case scenario of what can happen in the strategy. So I think it's important for that to have happened on the first trade. But you know, if you do take losses, but if you look at the back testing, it's pretty solid. 26 days. Every day I'm taking 5 to 10 trades within the first hour and a half of market open. And these are the results. So you just got to stick to that and realize that sometimes you're going to have to take a loss. Okay, we got a sell signal on Tesla, which looks like it might be a pretty good trade because it went up quite a bit, and then it's got some room to go down before the next support down here. So I'm going to get my order ready for that. My full position size is $75,000. I'm going to go with 55,000 for this, and I just go based on how good the trade looks just from a technical standpoint. Okay, so we're in here. In order to lock in profits because we're shorting, we got to switch this to buy. We'd be buying back half our position size if it reaches this point right here. So I'm going to set an alert there. Okay, it's obviously struggling on this level here. So it's obviously struggling on that level. So I just sold half there, and I'm going to buy them back over there. So this is my stop loss at where I bought at. My next profit target, I'm going to move the alert down there. Stop loss hit at where we bought at, and you can see now it's shooting up. We are seeing the buy signal just changed, so I'm going to go long 300 units. If you look at this right now, it looks like Tesla's pretty much consolidating today, so this doesn't look like the best trade. I would go lower in position size. So we are in right here on the signal change, and then we'd be taking profits right there. I wanted to go with a small position size because I want to check in on some of these other stocks. On Rivian, okay, so it shot way up over here. That's the trade that I missed, but I did make a tiny profit on it at least. And looks like I also missed another good trade. If you would have gone in on this signal right here, you'd be up 0.8% right now. So it's kind of a shame that I was in the Tesla trade while this happened, because that's definitely a trade I would have taken. Rivian is definitely looking like this strategy works really well for it today. You can see all these wins. I mean, yeah, these are losses right here on these sell. And this is the loss that I took there, but you can see it doesn't compare to the winning trades. Okay, we're getting a sell signal on Tesla, so I might get out of this position here. That was just a tiny $12 loss there, and it's consolidating right now, so I don't want to get back in right now. It's in this tiny range. Signals are just changing often, which means the strategy is just not going to work. So like I said, I'm using WEBULL here. This is a $40,000 account. Today's P&L so far, we're down $233. Okay, we got the signal there. Let's wait for this candle to close. Be going in with my full position size here. Okay, just bought right there. Okay, so we are 4,800 units. As you saw before, the account size is $40,000, but this is a margin account. They allow leverage to different amounts depending on what the stock is. So for this one, if my account size is 40,000, for Rivian, I can buy up to 80,000. And I'm not being charged interest for that either because I'm not holding it overnight. Okay, so I just sold half of my position at my first profit target there. I have 2,200 shares left. So I'm gonna set a stop loss to sell 2,200 right there. Our next profit target where we'd be selling 1,100 units here if this reaches. I normally set these like around where the resistance is. Right now there's a tiny resistance possibly right there and right here. Okay, so we just hit that, so I'm gonna sell there, but I need to cancel my stop loss. So sell. So we sold again there. Now we still have 1,100 units, and I'd be selling again pretty shortly over here, 500 units. Okay, while I'm waiting to see if that hits the next profit target, which it did for a second, but then it dropped down immediately after. That's why you have to be super quick with this. I'm actually going to set a stop loss at where I bought at, and I'm also going to set an alert there. So it's pretty amazing that I can trade double my account value in most stocks and not be charged interest just because it's a day trade. Okay, so over here we got a sell signal while I'm still in the green. So I would get rid of my position if this closes with a sell signal. Still holding here. Okay, I'm going to cancel this order and I'm going to sell 500 units. Now we just have 600 units left. Sell the remainder of my position at this point here. Okay, it just closed with a sell signal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my position here. Okay, looks like we might have missed the move here. Just wasn't quite quick enough. But you can see that would have been way in the green already. This is right now like a really big candle. I wouldn't want to get in late over there. But I mean, we're a little bit green on the day, up $60. Obviously not anything major, but we made up for that huge loss in the morning. So I'm going to wait again for this directional change. I mean, I'm tempted to just get in right now early, but it's like, you know, I know how that goes. Tesla. Okay, this was a huge breakout, would have been a huge win. Unfortunately, I was trading Rivian, which was also a win, but this would have been a bigger win. Well, it would have been a loss right here, right? So I would have got in right there and then sold at a loss at a 0.4% loss right there. And then over here, this went all the way up to a 1.3%. And now looking at the chart, it's actually, I would say, a good time to short Tesla. Sell 400. Okay, looks like I'm already missing the move. Just missed it. But you can see how good this strategy is. Like, yeah, I'm missing a lot of the moves because I'm kind of jumping around between too many stocks. I think that's one of my problems. I have no patience. That's why I love this strategy. It doesn't require any patience because you're constantly in a trade. Okay, so this pulled back a little bit. I have a chance to get in on the short side here. I'm going to do 300 units. Okay, I sold there a tiny bit early, half my position size. So we still have 150 units. For those, I'm going to set a stop loss. You got to always remember, if you're shorting, then you're buying back. Your stop loss is going to say buy stop. Next profit target is going to be at this level right here. Okay, so we got stopped out where we bought at. These tiny little wins, I view it as just like kind of like a base hit or something, you know, and they kind of add up. Might go in for one more buy on Tesla here. Basically would lock it in on this resistance point here, but if this closes and it already hit that, then I'm not going to get in. But again, 300 units. All right, so we're in, and we'll see if we get another push up to the high of the day right here. And we will also see, all right, we're really on the resistance here, playing it safe. I'm just going to lock it in right there and set a stop loss. Okay, broke the resistance, now it's shooting up. Usually when it does this, it very quickly retracts. So I'm going to cancel my stop loss order. And it looks like it's kind of struggling there. I'm not going to wait. As you can see, I have a tendency to sell early, which sometimes I think is a bad habit. As you can see from the first trade of the day, I give my losing trades a good amount of room to account for the possibility that it does go in my direction. So because of that, if I continue to sell early and I'm just continuing to do these smaller wins, then you're going to need a lot of smaller wins in order to make up for the potentially bigger loss. So for the rest of this trade here, I hit auto on this. That gives me a good idea of where the next big resistance point is going to be. Up here at 190. Or we can go for one more level up to 192. So I like to go for the bigger wins now that I got my stop loss set. Well, I don't, but I will set it. I'm just going to go for this big win right here of just in case Tesla just like explodes today. And so I'm going to set my stop loss at where I bought it. And then I'm just going to head out for a jog, come back, see what happens. All right, I'm back. Looks like hasn't really done anything yet, but I wanted to read you something while this is going, something I wrote the other day. Is how I feel about risk management. I don't think of myself as a trader. I think of myself as a risk manager. When I trade well, my priority is to minimize losses, and when the opportunity presents itself, remove the risk completely. This sometimes comes at the cost of missing out on big winners. Not a big deal when I'm focused on the long view. Some of the videos I post on this channel show a different, more reckless side of my trading persona. The part of myself that abandons all rationale for the thrill of chasing quick profits. As much as I believe in my proven strategy, I find it difficult to resist the allure of riding a giant green wave that in the heat of the moment looks like a guaranteed jolt of instant success. It's usually only after a significant loss that I reacquaint myself with reality. I'll remember the importance of keeping expectations grounded and staying focused on the long term. Your monthly target is just 10%, buddy. Sorry. With a small account, 10% a month is not life-changing money. But over time, as I let the wins compound, my position size will get bigger and bigger. The good news is it's feasible. I've developed a system that's proven to be successful. Now, I just have to achieve the surprisingly difficult task of implementing it. So this kind of, my entire journey of trading has been taking a lot of losses. Finally, I started caring about risk management. How much I'm willing to risk per trade is always the first thing I think about. And removing the risk completely from the trade has been huge. So this basically creates a system, right? Like setting the SuperTrend. On these settings, it creates a system where you're pretty much getting in on something. This is why I like to call it trend surfing or like riding waves. You're getting in on something as it's moving up. And sometimes, it reverses and moves right back down. But these signals are set up in a way where you get out of the trade and switch sides. And that combined with where I take profits, setting the stop loss to where I bought at, like it just creates this system where I'm not just doing random things. I'm doing everything like according to the plan. And it's super hard to follow that plan, but when you do, you just stay green every day. And that's why, I'm starting to record all these days and post all these videos, because now this is like, I think the 6th or 7th day in a row where I've averaged around like $400 a day. Not to say that I don't have red days. I definitely do, and I'll post videos about those as well. But for now, I think I'm going to continue to let this trade go, but I'm going to end the video right here, and then I'll pick back up once I close this position. So we just got stopped out right back at where we bought at, and unfortunately, it went all the way up about halfway to this big win target. Unfortunately, I did not sell any more of my position size and let it go all the way down to where I bought it. Tesla is looking actually pretty good for a buy right now. I am setting an alert for the signal change. Okay, the alert just hit. I might go in for one final position here on Tesla because it's just been on this downtrend. It's now at a support, and I'm feeling like a bounce back right here is likely. So I'm going in with 75K, my full position size, if this bar closes with the buy signal. Okay, so we are in. Okay, just sold right there, and I'm gonna sell them. Stop loss, set my stop loss right there. Okay, so we just got stopped out right there where we bought at. It was another small win over there, and I think we're just gonna end the day there, $339 gain, because it's clearly just changing a lot now and consolidating. So we will see you tomorrow. Later.